Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you a complete, long, detailed information about the United States quarter dollar dated 1981 with the Denver Mint Mark D in clean writing style without any headings or scenes, fully detailed around 8,000 words, so you can use it directly in your video or content. The 1981 D quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, a design that has been in circulation since 1932. It was originally introduced to commemorate the 200th birth anniversary of the first president of the United States, George Washington, and over the decades it evolved into a permanent circulating denomination of 25 cents. The obverse of this coin features the well-known left-facing profile portrait of George Washington, designed by the sculptor John Flanagan, based on a bust created by Jean-Antoine Houdon. The inscriptions include the word liberty at the top, "In God We Trust" to the left side of Washington's neck, and the year of minting 1981 located at the bottom. The Mint Mark D for Denver is positioned just to the right of the bow on Washington's ponytail. The reverse side features the image of a heraldic eagle with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons and olive branches below, symbolizing strength and peace. The inscriptions United States of America appear along the top rim and E Pluribus Unum just above the eagle, with quarter dollar at the bottom. The 1981 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive U.S. mints, known for high-volume circulation coinage. Coins struck in 1981 were not made for proof purposes, except at San Francisco with an S mark, as the Denver Mint coins were circulated coins. In that year, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of quarters due to coin circulation demands. The mintage of the 1981 D Washington quarter reached hundreds of millions, making a common date coin in standard circulated condition. It was minted in copper-nickel clad composition, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. Its total weight is 5.67 grams. Its diameter is 24.3 millimeters, with a reeded edge and a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters. This composition is commonly used since 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver composition used for quarters until 1964. Because of this, the 1981 D Washington quarter has no silver content and thus is not inherently valuable for its metal content, which is worth less than face value. However, collector interest may grow depending on the grade, strike quality, mint errors, and overall preservation. During the early 1980s, the U.S. economy was experiencing inflation and rising costs, and coin circulation was heavy, resulting in many quarters being handled aggressively and showing wear over time. This means that circulated 1981 D quarters are very common in worn condition. In average circulated grade, they typically hold their face value of 25 cents. However, if the coin is preserved in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, especially in mint state grades like MS-65 or higher, the value can be higher for collectors, especially if the strike is sharp and the coin shows full details without heavy bag marks or scratches. Grading is done by experts using the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with MS meaning mint state. A typical MS-60 coin may be valued slightly above face value, while coins certified at MS-65 or MS-66 with strong eye appeal may be worth more. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are considered rare for this issue given the volume minted and handling practices during mass production. In terms of premium rarity, higher grade coins with sharp strike characteristics showing full separation in George Washington's hair center errors where a large portion of the design is missing, or double-struck coins with overlapping images may attract strong attention. Additionally, coins with full die rotation, missing clad layers showing copper on one side, or weakness in strike can also be collectible items. The Washington quarter design had not changed considerably between 1932 and 1998, except for minor adjustments. However, the 1981 D quarter belongs to the later era before the state quarters program began in 1999. It was produced for general commerce and thus has a historical value as part of pre-statehood circulating quarter designs. The condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its. Furthermore, the Denver Mint was known to produce coins with stronger strikes compared to Philadelphia, but mass production methods mean that bag marks and scratches are common. Many typical 1981 D-quarters may show contact marks, weakness in the eagle's feather details, or slight flattening on Washington's cheek. Coins showing full sharpness and luster are the ones that stand out. Market conditions may evaluate high-grade coins around a few dollars to tens of dollars, with extremely high rarity at high certified grades potentially fetching higher sums. However, lower grade or heavily circulated examples remain common and generally are not considered rare or high in value unless paired with unique historical or era characteristics. Numismatically, the coin represents a standard American quarter of the 1980s era, with no silver content and mass production intended for daily use in commerce. It's circulated widely across the United States for daily transactions, vending machines, parking meters, transportation fares, and general use. If someone holds an example from pocket change, it is likely worn and may have scratches, discoloration, or edge wear. In such cases, it will be worth its face value. If it shows bright original mint luster, sharp to maintain durability, and prevent rising metal costs from impacting production status. Worthy. When stored properly, keeping them away from humidity, air, and fingerprints, the coins can retain quality. They should be handled with cotton gloves and stored in acid-free holders. Coins with full original attractive luster and sharply struck central details may be classified as gem, as that were silver composition before 1965. Storage conditions, environmental factors, and handling over time influence the coin's present appearance. Oxidation, toning, and discoloration may appear on older coins, sometimes enhancing collector appeal if seen as natural and beautifully toned. Unnatural cleaning or Washington quarter dollar is a widely available U.S. coin, produced in mass quantities for circulation, made of copper nickel clad without silver, and in circulated condition where heraldic eagle and inscriptions reflect core U.S. national values. While not historically rare, it represents part of American coinage history before state quarters design introduction. Collectors may find interest in top-grade specimens or rare mint errors. For common examples, sentimental or educational value may be higher than monetary unless exceptional preservation is evident. Over time, interest in 1980s quarters may incrementally grow, particularly for specialty collectors. Always condition, grading, preservation, and era rarity govern value. Basic coins are common, while exceptional examples are collectibles. The 1981 D-quarter is a typical representative of its era and showcases the enduring design of Washington's profile and iconic eagle symbol. Today, it stands as an important piece for collectors building a complete Washington Quarter Series portfolio and continues to circulate occasionally even after decades. The 1985 P quarter dollar belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter Series, which was first issued in 1932 to honor the 200th birth anniversary of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse of this coin features the well-known left-facing portrait of George Washington. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, adapted from the bust created by Jean-Antoine Don in 1786. On the obverse, the word Liberty appears at the top rim. In God We Trust is written on the left side of Washington's neck, and the year of minting 1985 is located at the bottom. The mint mark P, representing the Philadelphia Mint, is placed just to the right of Washington's ponytail ribbon bow. The reverse side shows the iconic American heraldic eagle standing proudly with wings spread open, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons with an olive branch beneath, symbolizing both military preparedness and desire for peace. The inscriptions include United States of America along the top, E pluribus unum above the eagle, and quarter dollar at the bottom rim. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when the United States Mint was focusing on high-volume circulation coin production due to heavy demand in commerce during the mid-1980s. In 1985, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Washington quarters, making the 1985 P issue one of the most common dates in circulated condition. Like all quarters minted since 1965, it was produced using a clad composition of copper nickel with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition provides durability and resistance to corrosion for everyday use. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge containing about 119 edge reeds. Unlike pre-1965 quarters, which contain 90% silver, the 1985 P quarter does not have any silver content and has no intrinsic bullion value beyond its face value. Since the coin was intended for circulation, most pieces found today come with signs of wear such as scratches, light surface marks, edge wear, and dullness and luster. In average circulated condition, these coins are typically worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, coins that survive in uncirculated or mint state condition with sharp strike, bright original luster, and minimal marks can attract collectors, particularly in high grades such as MS 65 or higher. Coin grading follows the Sheldon scale, where grades range from 1 to 70 with MS mint state, referring to coins that have never been in circulation. A 1985 P quarter graded MS 60 or considered rare for this date due to the mass production nature of the coin and typical handling during transportation and storage. Error coins from a 1985 P quarter dollar can also generate collector interest. Although no particular error is widely recognized as extremely famous for this year, collectors sometimes find examples with off-center strikes, double die errors on either the obverse or reverse, clipped planchets, wrongly sized planchets, partial missing clad layers exposing excess copper, die cracks to the lettering, die breaks across Washington's portrait or the eagle, striking weakness or rotation misalignment. More dramatic and visually prominent errors, such as major off-centers, double strikes where part of the design repeats, or wrong planchet errors, can significantly increase value. Sometimes you may find die deterioration errors or slight doubling of letters under magnification, which could interest specialists. Clean and strong examples of any error type on this common date may be worth considerably more than normal examples. During the 1980s, the U.S. Mint was focused on efficiency, and Philadelphia produced countless coins without mint sets packaged like modern times. Unlike proof coins with mirror-like surfaces and strong strike details issued from San Francisco mints with S mint mark, the 1985 P was strictly a circulation strike. The surface quality depends greatly on how the coin was handled immediately after minting. Some coins escaped rough handling and were preserved by collectors in rolls or storage tubes shortly after entering circulation channels. Coins taken from original bankrolls and handled properly using cotton gloves have a better chance to survive and appeal. High-grade certified coins can attract bids in collector markets or auctions. Values may vary depending on demand, collector interest, market cycles, eye appeal, and rarity at higher grades. The Washington quarter's design has remained nearly the same from 1932 to 1998, apart from occasional small modifications. The 1985 P coin is part of the pre-statehood era before the famous state quarters program began in 1999. Thus, the 1985 issue represents the traditional eagle reverse design, which was later replaced by state-specific designs. This fact adds historical significance as it represents the last decades of the classic Eagle series. While not as historically rare as early issues like 1932 D or 1932 S quarters or silver quarters produced before 1965, it remains an important part of the timeline of modern American currency evolution. Collectors looking to build complete Washington quarter sets often include the 1985 P in their collections, typically seeking the best preserved example they can find. When stored correctly using acid-free holders, airtight capsules, or coin flips, and kept away from moisture or environmental damage, these coins can retain their original mint luster for decades. Proper storage also prevents spotting, toning, or tarnishing. Natural, attractive toning can sometimes be desirable if visually appealing, and not caused by artificial means. However, any form of cleaning or polishing will lower collector value and damage the coin's original surfaces. Authentication and certification provide confidence in the grading and often make coins more marketable, could achieve a higher price at auction. Market volatility and collector interest in modern clad coins could affect future value. They do not have silver content, but high-grade scarcity, aesthetic quality, and certification status define monetary worth. To summarize in clean language, The 1985 P. Washington quarter dollar is a widely available United States coin minted at the Philadelphia Mint, composed of copper-nickel-clad material without silver, showing the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse. In average circulated condition, it generally holds face value. In uncirculated or gem mint state with high grading quality, it may bring premium value to collectors. Error coins are rare, but can significantly increase value, depending on the type and severity of the error. It represents the classic eagle reverse design used before the introduction of state quarters. Well-preserved examples house in protective holders and certified by grading agencies are most desirable. In worn condition, it is common, but in exceptional condition or with unique errors, it may attract collector attention. The combination of condition, rarity at higher grade, handling history, and preservation determines value. Overall, it symbolizes an important part of American currency history from the mid-1980s era and continues to circulate today in occasional use, mostly in everyday transactions.